Hey everybody, it's Kim, and I was actually asked by a friend to do a video on making mashed potatoes in my Instapot. So first, a few things about Instapots. The one I'm using, when I bought it, it was the biggest one on the market. I don't know if it still is. 8 quarts. It's huge. Huge. But it doesn't matter. What I love about Instapot is I can fill it up to the max line and cook it, or I can be way low and it still cooks the same. Potatoes. I do red potatoes and russet potatoes, same amount of time, same way I'm going to do them today. Whether they have skin on or not, same deal all the way around. So I have about 3 pounds of potatoes peeled in here. These are russet. I'm just going to put some water in it and I'll show you. And this is because we're going to pressure cook and we don't want that pesky burn thing to come on. So if you can see kind of how much water I put in there. If you need exact, measure a cup to a cup and a half in it. If you are new to the Instapot world, so one thing that happens a lot when people get their Instapot going is the timer doesn't start right away. That's correct. It's not supposed to. It'll just say on, and then when it's pressured up, that's when the timer starts. So you're gonna see with certain vegetables, like it'll say pressure cook it on high for 0 minutes. Well, that's because by the time the pot gets to pressure, that's enough to cook that particular vegetable. So for 0 minutes is allowed. Okay. Back to potatoes. I'm going to close my vent thing. I'm going to hit pressure cook and let, when you know, potatoes must have been my last thing. 21 minutes. I don't know what the deal is. 21 minutes is what it takes to do mashed potatoes. When this goes off, I'm going to quick release and then we'll be back to you when we can open it back up. So 21 minutes. Let me just add, if you're making potato salad, cook your potatoes in the Instapot. It's fantastic. But only cook them for 17 minutes so they're still a little bit firm, right? You don't want mush taters in your tater salad. You want firm taters in your tater salad. Anyway, so we've got this going for 21 minutes. Then we'll quick release and be back. Okay, so the quick release is done. So I'm going to take my lid off. And there are the potatoes. And if you want, you know, just to make sure, you can always poke them. Which they're totally ready. 21 minutes, I've never experienced that not being enough. So I go ahead and drain them. Okay, I'm going back over here now. Okay. My camera guy's acting weird this afternoon. Okay.
Too many late nights.
So, there you have potatoes in the Instapot. So, I don't know how you like to mash yours. We have a dad who likes lumpy potatoes, so this is how I do it. It's just with the masher. But if you like them creamy, then by all means, put the potatoes back in your Instapot thing and take a hand mixer and whip them up. Also, I don't know what you like to put in your potatoes. I always put butter. When we're wanting it to be a little more fancy, I do put cream cheese. Weird too, but actually, it's becoming a kind of a popular thing to just put some cream cheese in your mashed potatoes. Other things. So when Aaron was little, he was underweight, and we were always trying to find ways to, not that his parents needed increased calories, but to increase Aaron's calorie count. So when I used to make mashed potatoes when he was young, I would put shredded cheese in my mashed potatoes, and they'd be cheesy mashed potatoes, and we would get a few more calories in that way. Other things. Do you do milk, or do you do cream or half and half or whatever? It's actually a personal preference. We are a milk family. We are so much a milk family that today I'm gonna have to use heavy cream because we're out of milk and nobody told me. So I just put a lid on these so my butter and my cream cheese can soften up. Then I'll mash them, add cream to make them the right consistency, and there you go. I hope that answers your questions on how to do mashed potatoes in an Instapot. Again, doesn't matter if it's russet or red, whether they're peeled or not. 21 minutes in your your Instapot, not your crock pot. No. Your Instapot, high pressure, 21 minutes. You'll have great mashed potatoes.